Hello and welcome to Shuffle and Roll and another episode of Commander Chaos, where we are building a Muldrotha the Gravetide commander deck from scratch. At the moment we are still in round 1 of the creatures, so let's see our offerings today. That's a 2, so this pile. And our lucky number today is 9. Okay, so let's see our offerings today. First up, Eyeblight Assassin, which is 2 and a black for a creature elf assassin. When Eyeblight Assassin enters the battlefield, target creature an opponent controls gets -1/-1 until end of turn, and it's a 2/2. Vile Deacon, 2 black for a creature cleric. Whenever Vile Deacon attacks, it gets +X until end of turn, where X is the number of clerics in play, and it's a 2/2. Dream Eater, 4 blue for a creature Nightmare Sphinx with flash and flying. When Dream Eater enters the battlefield, surveil 4. When you do, you may return target non-land permanent an opponent controls to its owner's hand, and it's a 4/3. Dusk Imp, which is 2 and a black for a creature imp with flying, and it's a 2/1. Metropolis Sprite, which is 1 and a blue for a creature fairy rogue with flying and blue. Metropolis Sprite gets +1/-1 until end of turn, and it's a 1/2. Vantress Paladin, which is 3 and a blue for a creature human knight with flying and adamant. If at least 3 blue mana was spent to cast this spell, Vantress Paladin enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it, and it's a 2/2. Tree Guard Duo, which is 3 and a green for a creature frog rabbit. When Tree Guard Duo enters, until end of turn, target creature you control gains vigilance and gets +X/+X, where X is the number of creatures you control. And it's a 3/4. Kellen Inquisitive Prodigy, which is 2 green-blue for a legendary creature human fairy detective. It has the adventure side, which is Tail the Suspect, which is green and a blue for a sorcery. Investigate, you may play an additional land this turn. And then on the creature itself, it has flying and vigilance, and whenever Kellen Inquisitive Prodigy attacks, destroy up to 1 target artifact. If you control that permanent, draw a card, and that's a 3/4. Scion of Stygia, which is 2 and a blue for a creature tiefling shaman with flash and Cone of Cold. When Scion of Stygia enters the battlefield, choose target creature an opponent controls, then roll a d20. 1 to 9, tap that creature. 10 to 20, tap that creature. It does not untap during its controller's next untap step. And it's a 2/1. Tangle Spider, 4 green for a creature spider. You may play Tangle Spider anytime you could play an instant. and Tangle Spider may block as though it has flying. And it's a 3/4. Jungle Delver, which is green for a creature Merfolk Warrior with 3 and a green. Put a +1/+1 counter on Jungle Delver, and it's a 1/1. Slith Bloodletter. It's black for a creature Slith, and whenever Slith Bloodletter deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and 1 and a black, regenerate Slith Bloodletter, 1/1. Peerless Rope Master, 4 and a blue for a creature human rogue. When Peerless Rope Master enters the battlefield, return up to 1 target tapped creature to its owner's hand. Skilled Animator, so that's 2 and a blue for a creature human artificer. When Skilled Animator enters the battlefield, target artifact you control becomes an artifact creature with base power and toughness 5/5 for as long as Skilled Animator remains on the battlefield. Primordial Worm, which is 4 green for a creature worm. That's a 7/6. Dimir Informant, which is 2 and a blue for a creature human rogue. When Dimir Informant enters the battlefield, surveil 2. And it's a 1/4. Fanatic of the Harrowing, which is 3 and a black for a creature human cleric. When Fanatic of the Harrowing enters, each player discards a card. If you discarded a card this way, draw a card. Zombie Ogre, 3 black for a creature Zombie Ogre. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, venture into the dungeon, which is a 3/5. Prodigal Sorcerer, which is 2 and a blue for a creature wizard. And tap Prodigal Sorcerer deals 1 damage to target creature or player. And finally, Whispering Shade, which is 3 and a black for a creature shade with Swamp Walk, and 1 black. Whispering Shade gets +1/+1 until end of turn, and it's a 1/1. These are the options. Let's have a look through. Okay, so after looking through the 20 offerings for today, I feel that these 3 are the best choices out of the 20. I think out of these 3, the Fanatic of the Harrowing would probably lose out. I believe that the one that's going to go through is the Dream Eater. So that will now go through to round 2. These will all go away, and we'll see you next time. If you're enjoying this, please subscribe and like.